بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new episode of the topic of Islam and women. This topic is the most sensitive topic for women, the polygyny. Polygamy is not the correct word, however, but polygyny is the one which should be used in here. What are the matters discussed in this fourth episode? We're going to talk about ruling of polygyny in Islam and conditions of this in Islam. Also, why polygyny is allowed in Islam and some objections to polygyny in Islam. Starting with the rulings on polygyny in Islam, there are why it is there. There are reasons. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in his noble book, which means that if you are unable to take care of the children, the orphans, marry more than one, two, three, four, and if you are not unable to make justice or fairness, then one is enough. This is a Quranic text which shows that plural marriage is allowed. Also, a lot of hadith for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam urges men to marry more than wife. And his practice, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sahaba's practice, also prove that polygyny is a beneficial matter for the society. What are the conditions of polygyny in Islam? It's not open for any man to marry any woman or how many women he wants, but there are conditions. The first condition is that justice or fairness, that a man can really be just between his wives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in his noble book, فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً. If you cannot be just, then one is enough. And he said in the other ayah, you are not going to be able, the meaning of it, you are not going to be able to be just between women even if you try. And between these two ayahs, some people may misunderstand the case of this. So what kind of justice? This is the case in here. We have to differentiate between the two justices in these two ayat. The first ayah is talking about justice of which is must, like financial supporting, taking care of, raising the children, okay, which is in the capability of a man. While the other one is talking about the justice which is unable, is not under his control, like the case of love or even the sleeping in the bed. These two things are not under the control of the man, or it's beyond the control of the man, so he is not required actually to make justice in this. So if he makes justice in financial life, in treatment, in taking care of the family and for both wives or all the wives, then he is actually doing the justice. The second condition is the ability to support all wives and their children financially. If he cannot, then he is not allowed. So now from that we understand that the conditions of polygyny in Islam is that justice, fairness, and ability of support, financially support. Then the question comes in here, why is it allowed in Islam? There are so many reasons for that. First reason is to help to increase the number of the ummah, the Muslim nation or Muslim community. Second reason is statistics show that the number of women is greater than the number of men. If every man marries one woman, then a lot of women will stay without husbands. Is this fair for them? They need protection, they need children, they need meeting their desires. Who will take care of that if they cannot marry? then Islam actually in this case is taken care of. Actually, there is a lot of strong reasons in this case, but we cannot really explain it all in this short video. Another reason is that men are exposed to incidents that may end their lives, like hard work, dangerous professions, wars. So usually men are dying more than women. So then polygyny will be the solution. Another reason is that there are some men who may have strong physical desires, for whom one wife is not enough, because wives may be in their period, maybe they are pregnant, maybe they delivered the baby. All these periods, then a man cannot really have cannot sleep with them. In this case now, a man is in trouble. What is he going to do with himself? He may go in the wrong way for some other women, which is actually not allowed in Islam. Plural marriage does not exist only in Islam or Islamic religion. Rather, it was known among the previous nations, and some nations now, like Mormons of Christianity and some other people, they have this. It's not only in Islam. A wife may be barren, or she may not meet his husband's needs, or he may be unable to have intercourse with her because she is sick. So many reasons. As an example, the case of the woman is barren. What's the solution in here? The man will stay without children? He will not accept that. So the only solution is to divorce her and marry another wife, if he is not allowed to have another wife. But which is better now? To keep this wife with another wife and take care of her, support her financially, protect her, take care of her, provide love and care for her, or divorce her and leave her, for nobody wants a barren woman. Women cannot have children. A lot of people do not want that. So in this case now, to stay with the same man with another wife is a lot better, of course. Also, as we said, she may not be able to meet his needs because she is sick, she is in her period, she is pregnant, she has delivered a baby, whatever. Another reason, which is a woman may be one of the man's relatives and have no one to look after her, and she is unmarried or a widow. Now a man in this case now, he wants to support her, to take care of her, but she is nobody cares for her for that. So is it better to keep her far away from him and nobody takes care of her, or he brings her as another wife and take care of her and support her? Definitely the other one is correct. Another reason is that there are other Sharia interests that call for plural marriage, such as strengthening the bonds between families. Marriage and so many times will bring families all together because they have strong relation in this case. When their children comes, and they go to their aunts and so on. So there is a strong relation between the families if there is more marriage in this case. Some objections now we'll see some objections for some people who say object the polygyny. They say the dispute and enmity that may arise between co-wives will have an effect on the husband, children, and others. Yes, that's true, but they don't have to stay or to live in the same house. And a husband cannot force the wives to stay in the same house. If they request to be separated, each one in her own house, own apartment, he have to. In Sharia, will force him to provide a place for living for each one alone. So in this case now, problems will not arise much because each one in her own kingdom, in her own house, she can do whatever she wants to do. Also, the benefit of polygyny is a lot more than these small problems. between wives. When we look at it in a general way, there's a lot of benefits that, as we mentioned before, the Ummah will be more, the Muslims will be more, the acting or the praying in the masjid and so on. A lot of more this, taking care of those women who are widowed or divorced or whatever. Yani, as an example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam married one of his wives. Her name is Sauda bint Zam'a. She was so old. Some ulama said she was about 70. 70 years old, and he married her. Why? Because he wanted to take care of her. Nobody takes care of her after her husband died, so he married her and kept her as a wife just to take care of her. And by the way, in the case of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his marriage, you will find that he married only one virgin lady, that was Aisha radiallahu anha. Rest of them were divorced or widowed, just to take care of them sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And some of them are older than him, as we said. So some of them are having children, like Salama. She had a lot of children when he came to marry her, and she said, Ya Rasulullah, I have a lot of children, that will bother you. He said, no problem, inshallah, take care of them. So he sallallahu alaihi wasallam married her and took care of her children also. Allahumma salli wa sallam alayhi. Another objection is that if we allow men to have plural wives, why aren't women allowed also to have multiple husbands? That's said, by the way. Actually, the answer of that is that that's beneath her dignity. She will be between so many men playing around with her. She would not know the lineage of her children. When she have a baby, who is the father? Okay, and that comes to the second point, which is that no one will know who is responsible for bringing up the child, who is going to support this child, because every husband will say, I don't care, this is not my child, your child, you pay for him. Then she is lost. She is lost. This will lead to breakdown of families. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best when He allowed men to have more wives, more than one wife, but He did not allow wives to have more than one husband. That was a quick, explanation of this point. Although there's a lot of research and topics about that, you can go if you want more information. And remember how happy the whole society will be if women understand the wisdoms of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in polygyny. Jazakumullah khair for watching this video, and remember that share to share. You share these videos or other da'wah material means you are sharing the ajr or reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.